Now, hello everyone. Good day, good spring day. It's quite sunny and warm over here today. Doesn't look like it. I still have my hat. It's because I'm very careful to leave the heat outside. Otherwise, it will be kind of humid. Anyway, so let's get started. Today we are going to work on this ongoing project, which is well, it's been an endeavor of multiple episodes and multiple people involved as well. Thanks to our coworker Bilal, last week we made a major breakthrough with this joint token generation and delivery of a certificate bundle for existing clusters. So we really have a quite a lot of functionality now that is, I won't say answering the bulk of the goals spelled out in the issue over here, which is to minimize the amount of manual steps. And I think now we are going to look at the long tail of polish issues to make things easier and less surprising to use. I mean, like, it's already kind of easy to use. Like, we have this new cockroach connect command that is able to gather the certificates in the right place without any user input, but it still has some rough edges, especially if you use the network configurations that's slightly not standard, or maybe the command line flags are not properly aligned, or whatever. So we want to clarify a little bit a couple of things, and so there are a couple of follow-up issues already enumerated in this epic or meta issue, and we are going to cover a couple of those. I just remembered that there is something else which we don't have here in the list yet, which needs to be added. So version numbers as part of the protocol, we're probably going to do that today. This double item here is a bit more complex, needs to come afterwards. So I think that, okay, so this one will come maybe a bit here. We're going to try out to complete certain of these main functionality items, and we might look into some of the follow-up work in the CLI commands, and maybe those little bugs here. Maybe. We'll see how far we get. I think that the main goal I want to have today is to start with a exploration of what's already there and how it behaves, because I was very close to the code for the longest time, and I haven't stepped out to look at how it looks like from like a fresh user's perspective, like the external perspective. And that is something that's pretty important here, because all this work is motivated by a desire to make everything simpler. And so if it's not actually simple, we're not achieving much. How? So that's the goal for today. So this meta issue is a bit overwhelming. It's not very well structured, let's put it this way. This issue description is absolutely not very readable, and it would benefit from being cleaned up quite a bit. So that might actually happen off stream later. We'll see. So let's get into the text editor. So master branch. This is a recent build with all the latest changes. Let's create a binary with all this. Hopefully it's not going to last too long. Welcome to the new members of the channel, if you've joined since last time. All right, so we have a binary. And now we want to learn how to use it. I think the cockroach connect command on its own doesn't do anything. Oh, hi, Rain. And the cockroach connect command doesn't do anything on its own anymore. So we have the init subcommand for the first time. So okay, we need to have a to-do list in the text editor to keep track of what we're discovering. Right. Did we investigate those things? We're going to push our roadmap. So investigate new semantics of the connect command. So what we see here, that's the help string init mention new clusters. All right, so we're going to follow up on that a bit later. Join request the TLS certificates for a new node from an existing node. So from connect join mention already initialized nodes. Cool. So this is like polish. We're going to look at polish in a minute. And then there are logging flags and all this is fine. Cool. And the init command is being automatically tested. So I'm kind of relying on it working properly. Let's go and check those two issue numbers from last time to see if there is work left over from last time. So what was this? So there is a test that failed, but it only failed once and 26 ago. Okay, this has not reprod since, so I think we are in the clear. There was this bug in the Go runtime system that would have explained this, and therefore, since it hasn't reproduced since we upgraded the Go version, I think we were actually with the right explanation. Next one. Let's see. Test init handshake wrong token failed. So I'm going to unassign Bilal because Bilal is not working on this project anymore since a while ago. Although he said he would take a look, but that was like 2 weeks ago, a bit more. We're going to investigate this. So, okay. Okay, so we might look into this test. I hadn't planned on doing this today, but we can try. Cool. All right. And now we do have a test already for the connect init command, and this is creating certificates for I suppose one node, start single nodes, and then we have another for 2 nodes with some initial token spelled out here, and this is already working, and then we have a test here, and so we're now going to try to make this work. So we have a node here, and we want to add another node to this one. So let's try to do this. Start single node. All right. So this is the node starting properly. So it's a single node cluster. N3. So why I'm using N3 instead of N2 is because N2 directory already has certificates, and so we don't care about those. So go crouch, connect, join. So what does it want? All right, so join, advertise, certs. So we'll need the certs directory, which is the new one I have created, and then a join string. And we'll see. All right. You need a new port number because the first one is occupied by the existing node, obviously. And then we need to say that we're going to join the one that is running at this address. And I don't know that we need anything else. So let's try this. Oh, a search directory. And that's search and 3. And it says I want one additional argument. So what do I want? A joint token. Oh, so I need to create a joint token first. So probably the error message should tell me that I need to create a connect join without arg should explain how to create a join token in the error message. Cool. All right, so let's create a join token. So search and do I have here a, yes, we do. SQL. Cool. And so I think, all right. Feature create joint tokens was disabled by the database administrator. I'll take that. I agree, the mechanism is not enabled by default. So how to enable this? That is not going to be documented in the error message itself, because we don't want people to go and fetch things, like to do things if they are not part of the administrator group. And let's see. I actually don't know if I want to look at classes settings like this to find out how to do this. I think it's much easier to go and look at the source code for that function. CRTP internal? No. Built-ins. Join token. Join token creator, create join token. Okay, where is this function defined? I think it's going to be in the SQL package. Join token. Here you go. Feature TLS auto join.enabled. Let's do this. Cool. All right. Let's create our join token. And now we have a beautiful join token. So I take this join token and then I take it to my command line that was here, and I will add it at the end of the command line and then see. And it didn't work. That's not great, huh? Failed to initialize host certificates after writing CAs to disk. Failed to load or create internode certificates. Failed to create service certs and key. Failed to parse private key from pemblob. Failed to parse private key. Use parse PKS8 private key instead for this key format. All right, well, all right. I think that this is fair. Okay. Cool. I hope that it did consume the token. Yes, token may have been consumed already. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Cool. All right. So we have a couple of polish items plus a bug to fix. Well, I have some work to do. That's okay. Let's do the work. Let's do the work. Where do I want to start? Let's do the help strings. Auto create with a newly created cluster for use. Auto create for use with the start command. All right. And so it's not connects to other nodes. That is not true today. It's the connect command currently only connects to other connect commands. So instances of the connect init command and negotiates for secure connections. An initialization bundle. The word initialization bundle doesn't mean really much. And a certificate package and say TLS certificates are saved in the configured target directory. All right. This way we have this explanation going on. And now we want to explain the difference with the other command, which is the join command. Let's go there. And it's going to be long. For a new node from an existing node. Okay. Read certificate from a running node. All right. And we're going to use a similar text here. All right. Connects to a cockroach DB node started with start single node. And obtain a package internal connections. All right. This command requires a join token created by an administrator account on the existing cluster. That does suggest to me that we have a gap, functionality gap, which I'm going to file as an issue here. I'm just realizing. So if we have a cluster where we have already running nodes and they all have their certificates properly configured, but the cluster is not initialized yet, then we cannot use join tokens. So I'm going to server here. Clarify or improve the behavior for already running, not yet initialized clusters. All right. Say new cockroach connect logic and underlying RPCs APIs covers the following two use cases already. The cluster is not yet running. Cockroach connect init can set up certificates securely on every server where a node will be running. The cluster is already initialized. Cockroach connect join can retrieve certificates securely from an already running node. the cluster must be already initialized because the joint tokens are stored in a system table. There is a gap here. What if the cluster is already running, but the cockroach init command has not run yet? Can we add more nodes securely? In this case, yeah, with the current interfaces, we cannot add more nodes securely in this case. There are two solutions for this. Either tells the operator to shut down the nodes, the non-initialized node, and rerun connect init with the new nodes, or what do we want to do? Revisit the requirements that joint tokens must be stored in a system table. Also make it possible to use transient in RAM only joint tokens on a specific node. All right. Security. Server for discussion. Off we go. And we are going to add this into our follow-up work here. We're not going to look at this today, but at least we have enumerated the use case. Cool. Let's come back to our situation here. Cool. All right, so that was the this here done from a pre-initialized node. Request for a new cluster node. Okay. From a new cluster node from an initialized cluster. And so we probably don't need to use the word cluster 2 times. It's a bit too repetitive. Do we? Yeah, probably we do. Let's remove. Let's go. Cool. All right. So let's create a branch for those various improvements. Cool. Connect. Let's verify this build. Not directly visible to users. All right. Now, let's look at our to-do lists again. Connect join without R should explain how to create a join token in the error message. Let's do this. Except that we don't have control over this, do we? I think that the command line parser, yeah, maybe we want to explain that here. Well, that's why I have that here, right? Is there a field here that we can use to explain the mandatory arguments? Use seems right. Yeah, maybe I will mention that in this text here, using the SQL built-in function grdb internal dot create join token. Yeah, and then add this to our previous commit. Let's see. All right, so that was one thing, and we are going to go to our next thing. All right, so that was in the help message. Cool. Token already consumed. Let's do this first. Add the word already in the error message. May have been consumed. Okay, and instead of having this sentence here, we are going to add it in a hint. I think my computer is being a little bit slow and I don't know why. Hint. All right, that's a hint. We can try it. Why does it say that it doesn't know about the hint function? That is strange. Oh, because we're not looking at the right errors package, maybe? Yes, we are. Oh, it's not hint, it is with hint. Let's do this. Let's build this. I think my computer is being too slow. Let's see, what does make it so busy? So the GoPLS is completely crazy, and I don't see why it should be. It's still, interesting. Oops. And then we can try running the connect command again. And then hint. Yeah, okay, that is it. Clarify the join token may have. Cool. Cool. Next up. This is a bug. Failed to initialize hot start after writing C. So here, first, before we have done this, is show progress a little bit. So the command, as you could see, does something and then immediately fails with an error, but we don't even know what it tries to do beforehand. That's pretty different from what the connect command does. So connect command has a number of logging steps here, which you can go and inspect to see what's going on. And it even has a feature where it will print out what it's doing for certain of the steps in the connect command. So if we look at the init handshake here, we see that there is a reporter function that is being called in multiple places, and the reporter function that is being called is simply a printf statement. And so we're missing something similar for the join command. So what we see here is that it does things. It does things, but it doesn't tell us anything that it's doing. So it's kind of sad. So we're going to work on that a little bit. So let's put this in the background. And then like this. What is this timeout? I don't know. It's 1 minute. Oh, I see. Okay, so it has a stoppers and it will validate the joint flags, I suppose. Yep. And then it will require a token. And then it will require, say, bundle from different nodes. And that is here where I think we need to be a bit more verbose about what's going on here. Because this is like a tricky situation. I mean, tricky situation. It's like, it's a complicated protocol. And so if it doesn't work properly, we will want to simply inform the user of what's going on. Hey, Rail, welcome to the chat. So there is a logging here going on. So I'm not sure, do we want to have this logged or simply... Yeah, I think we're going to do it with the same way as the init command with a reporter or something similar. So what does a reporter use? Receive cert bundle, waiting for cert bundle, trusted peer, generating cert bundle, waiting, received. Yeah, see? So we're going to have a something like this. Yeah, and how is this implemented in the other function? Printf with a new line character at the end. Cool. So that add join to signal to the client when a token is consumed. I don't understand what that means, but that's okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And then this will tell whatever it is. And then we're done. All right, cool. So there is a, I'm being called on the phone. I need to take a quick break. I'll be back in a sec. Hallo, goedemiddag.
Goedemiddag, spreek met Sandra van Kofferplan.
Ja, goedemiddag.
Hallo.
Hallo.
Vanmorgen was mijn collega bij u en het regende.
Dat klopt vanochtend. Het was vrij ongemakkelijk, denk ik.
Ja, dat ging hem natuurlijk eventjes niet worden zo met het weer. Ik heb nog even naar opties de rest van de week gekeken. Nou, het ziet er niet altijd best uit ook qua de weersvoorspellingen.
Oké.
Dus ik wil eigenlijk voorstellen om de afspraak voor het buitenschilderwerk te verplaatsen.
Oké, en wanneer zou dat schikken?
Ja,
Oké, kijk even. Moment. Ja, dat is goed.
Ja, is dat goed? En zullen we dan gewoon weer op maandag dan een poging gaan wagen?
Ja, ik vind het goed.
7 juni, maandag 7 juni.
Ja. Vanaf hoe laat ongeveer?
Hetzelfde als vandaag.
Oké, dat was 8 uur vanochtend.
Ja.
Oké.
Van 9 uit was het daarvoor aan.
Oké, ik schet het op voor 7 juni met mogelijk 2 dagen.
Ja, sowieso, sowieso maar even 2 dagen voor. Ik denk dat 2 dagen nodig hebben, zijn mijn collega.
Duidelijk. Goed. Nou, bedankt voor het bellen.
Ja, graag gedaan. En we hopen dan maar beter weer.
Ja, dat hopen we ook.
Het moet een keer gaan lukken, hè, dit jaar.
Ja.
Ja, dat zou wel fijn zijn.
Ja.
Oké, prima. Nou, fijne dag.
Dank u wel. Fijne dag u ook. Tot de volgende keer. Doei. And we are back on stream. Sorry for the interruption. I have painters that are supposed to cover my house, and they came this morning and it was raining, and they said I can't do the work when it's raining, and so the company is just calling back to set up a new appointment. So we'll see. Anyway, so we were looking here at this with a return, and so what is this branch here covering? It's kind of strange, right? That there is a for loop. That's what it is. That is what it is. Could not successfully authenticate with any listed nodes. Yes, and so we are going to add a hint here too. Maybe review, say, join, fly. And check that the nodes are running. Cool. All right, so that is one thing, and so let's see the command announce its progress. Report. I think my language server is being absolutely obnoxious today, and I have no idea why. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, I'm going to kill it, because that is not acceptable. Go away, and go away. There you go. And then restart it. Cool. So did it fail? Refine report. Cool. Why do I have two language servers side by side? This makes no sense to me. That is not what I'm expecting. All right. Let's do this in the other way. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for sharing the pain. I'm going to stop the editor and then start again. And then we open our file again. And now we see one GoPLS running. Good. That is acceptable. Acceptable outcome. All right, let's build this again. And then connect. And then it says requesting CA, requesting certificate bundle. And then failed requesting cert bundle from peer. Failed to request from blah, blah, blah. So these are very verbose error messages. So let's make the error message slightly shorter because I think that we don't need to tell certificate bundle here and here. we can tell it just once. So let's go there and see. Request cert bundle. And then here we have another wrap, and it's also with a peer address. Okay, let's remove this request bundle, remove this, and then connect error is going to be clear. Then we can go back to where we were and then simplify the error. So we will need to clarify those messages. Failed requesting searching. Just keep the address of the peer and then let the error message that comes afterwards speak for itself. I think that's going to be sufficient. Better. Failed to request bundle. Yeah, this message is shorter, more compact, clearer, speaks for itself. I'm happy with that. All right. So, I mean, my language server is still being awfully slow, but look at all this CPU usage. That means that it's probably trying to rebuild the entire source tree for some reason. Oh well. Cool. So let's report also. Oh yeah, I said maybe we want to improve the other error messages that are coming here, like if the CA doesn't work. Failed gRPC call to request CA from peer. So let's look at this. So that's like a CA. We need to report this more clearly. All right, let's do this. Why are we connecting to the node 2 times? Oh, because I think we are not using the same RPC options in both cases. That is good. So we are going actually to annotate this properly. So Marshall. So we are going to say report here, and then we are going to say report here, and we are going to explain what's going on in the report function a bit more verbosely. All right. Same here. I'm probably forgetting a lambda here. Cool. And now we are going to tell the user what's going on here. Thing to okay, requesting CA. Then checking retrieved CA against join token, and then saving. Cool. This is cryptologic words. I don't know if that's a word actually. Let's go and check that on the dictionary, because I don't know if it's a word. Cryptologic. Wow, I have a... Oh, it is a word. I have learned something today. Cool. Those errors here are not exactly informative. So here we don't need this explanation because we are just inform the user here, so they will know what to understand from this. But here is a different situation because we want to tell them what to do about this. That is possibly the case. Say join token is invalid or was generated for a different cluster. The idea here is that it's actually a mistake that people make. They will think that they're adding a node to one cluster, but actually they mix up their addresses or port numbers, whatever, and then they end up connecting to another cluster, for example, like their test cluster. And that would be the error they would get. And so we are going to say here, yes, CA certificate could not be verified with a join token. All right, that's what we see here. Now, the next step here, we are going to inform the user this is an expected error. Oops. The generated for a different cluster hint from a common users have problem with. I don't understand your remark. Can you rephrase this? Oh, so yes, we have seen in the past people running multiple clusters side by side on the same server because they run tests, application tests with multiple clusters, and then they confuse the addresses in the command line. We had that problem very early, actually multiple years ago, and we already created a feature for regular nodes where, I mean, like separately from the certificate story, to disambiguate cluster using what is called the cluster name. And this feature is good for nodes that are already initialized and everything, but we cannot use the cluster name facility here, I think. And that's why we have a separate message. But the situation that people make mistakes, we have seen before. That's why I know. Thanks for your question. It's interesting. So, unexpected CA so, and that is going to be an assertion failure. Birth certificate assertion failure. Oh. Who? New assertion failure with... Is not the name of the the thing? Oh, I'm surprised. I think it is actually. New assertion error with rapport. Okay. 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 So now we have our reporting progress for this. So we can try out this signature problem, by the way. We can create two unrelated clusters and then see. Yeah, so I have here another certificate that is unrelated, and we are going to verify that a token created with one node cannot be used with another node. What did it say? Oh. Okay. All right. So what I have here is a new node, and it has its own certificates. And then I have another cluster from earlier with its own certificates, and there are two unrelated clusters, like the cluster ID here is not the same cluster ID as here. So I'm looking at two different clusters. Then with this cluster here, I'm going to create a joint certificate, joint token, a new one. And now I'm going to take this joint token and then try to, I need to rebuild my binary first. I'm going to try to pass it as argument to a connect command that is trying to connect to the new cluster. So I'm going to connect to the other cluster and then populate that here. Oh, okay. I also need to configure the functionality on the other cluster. Like this. We'll come back to this later. Failed requesting peer CA from blah blah blah. CA certificate could not be verified with a joint token. I'm not seeing the hint. This is actually a hard error. So this is handled today as a simple log line with some information print on the screen, and then it tries with a different node on the join list. But that's not what we want, in fact. We actually want this to fail right away because we are actually using a token for a different cluster. And so this join combination here is not going to work with this cluster, with this token for any nodes listed in the join address. So we want to fail immediately. Okay, so that means this error handling here is not correct. All right, we need to get back to this. However, before we get there, very important, it's been 1 hour on stream, and it is very important when people have been working for 1 hour to take a break, to move one's body and hydrate and be healthy. So now it's time for a break and stretch, and we will be back in a few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 5 over half hour. See you in a bit. And we are back on stream. Welcome back. I hope your break was enjoyable. So, we said we are going to make this error a little bit more clear. So we have multiple stages here. You have the failure to connect, and that is an innocuous failure, and then we have failures in the retrieved token. So everything that happens before this point here, point is non-retriable. They come from either bugs server side or the user, or a different version of CockroachDB, or the user did not use a minted right cluster. And so how are we going to distinguish the error things? We're going to have a retriable boolean here, like this. And the connection error is retriable. A request failure is retriable. This is not retriable. Or, thank you for correcting me, but can you tell me where? Come either bugs. Oh, thank you. Now I understand. Thank you. And then we are not having an error here, so that's not a problem. What did I want to do after that? Oh yeah, so we have changed the return type, so we need to go and change the calling point here. So that was now in the main function here. So there are two cases. And otherwise, like this. And now we can try to visualize our hint from earlier. Cool. There we go. The CA certificate could not be verified with the joint token. The joint token is invalid or was generated for a different cluster. And that's exactly what our test earlier was doing. I think that what we want is to have the API retrieve the cluster ID as an improvement, because that will explain to the user what they are seeing. Yeah, it fails faster. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, because it's not going to... well, actually, I don't know. Well, regardless of whether it fails faster or not, we have a little bit of an improvement already. So that is done. And now what we said is to extend the API to retrieve the cluster ID, perhaps. Do we want that? No, we don't want that, because that is leaking information. We don't want to leak information. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We don't want to leak information. This data is retrieved without authentication, so that's not great. All right, so let's come back to our node here. That works. So we're going to make parsing and storing. So let's not call it storing, it's actually extracting. Cool. Cool. And now we have a separate phase, which is to retrieve the bundle, and that has not been explained in the report here. And so we're going to say report reconnecting with authenticated CA signature. Okay. And now we can simplify this a little bit because these are shorter. And after this, we can export it. Cool. So the advantage of all these reporting lines is that we will have much more detailed progress about what's going on. Yeah, you like sidetrack quests. Yeah, sidetrack quests are so important. In fact, they are key to have better quality. Surprised? Better. It's not going to be proper because we don't know if the other node will decide whether it's proper. Yeah, so that's what it is. Drone token. Yeah, and the token has been consumed already, which is not unexpected. So we're going to create a new one just to verify what we're seeing. And then it says file already exists. All right, so we are going now to improve the final error messages. So the join token to, yeah, so I think we do not need say wrap, but we do need errors with hint. The join token has been consumed by the error. You will need to regenerate a token before retrying. Okay. And token we have consumed already, that is, we know this. We actually know, we know at which point where at which point say bundle has been created. So before this point it's certainly not consumed. After this point it is certainly consumed. And that means that the hint is dependent on where we are. So we are going to change the location of this hint to be here. All right. Okay. Right. Cool. Okay. So the hint is not needed here. And then check. Initialize node from bundle. That is a separate function. What does this do? Ensures the directory exists. Then it will write the CA and where what? Yes. Okay. Let's try this again. So it says the token has been consumed. That's okay. Let's make a new one. And then it says the file already exists. I like that. Let's try again. We need a new token again. What does it start with a minus sign? I don't know. I don't like it. Yep, that's a problem. That is a problem. So we need to fix this. It's a bug. So here. Yeah. Say base 64 format can produce strings that start with a hyphen, and this confuses say command line parser when pasted in first position. Oh, not in argument. All right. So this token we cannot use because it has a minus sign in front. That's kind of a bummer. Let's try a new one. Let's go. And now we have it. Good. Good, 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 good. We have this different error, which we knew we had at the beginning already. So that's just good. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So we are going now to, can't you add a double hyphen to be able to use a token beginning with my, oh, you are clever. Let's try that. This token, minus, minus. Yes, it worked. Yes, so it works, but you were clever to know that double minus works this way. An operator doesn't know connect join yet, and they are being told just paste the token at the end of the command line. They will forget the double hyphen and they will not be happy because the error message here will not tell them about the double hyphen. So you are clever, and thank you for the recommendation for my test, but in terms of user experience, it's still not great. So I think we still need to fix the problem. Cool. All right. And then we are going to, and which file is this? Last note from Bono. Okay, so here there is a there's a bug with the file format generated, but it's okay. So let's first simply commit those changes as a preliminary improvement. Cool. All right. So progress is being made slowly but surely. Next up, we want to fix this bug. This is an actual failure, like a real failure. So that has been done. So that's the problem now we need to fix. Failed to load or create internal certificates. All right. So that was where Azure certs initialize from config. Strike horse. Load or create service certs. It's here. Failed to create services from key. Failed to parse valid private key from PAM blob. Okay, so we don't know where, but all this is being logged, so we can get some logging details. And I will need a new a new join token. That's okay. So we're going to log to the standard error. Syncs. Okay, syncs. stdr channels all filter info. All right, and then here a new token. Cool. I probably need to check the directory first. Check if files present before consuming the token. So I'm going to add this, maybe file an issue later on. All right, a new token. Probably could have this using a automatic command line. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's automate this. Instead of copy pasting my tokens all the time, I'm going to retrieve my tokens from the command line using a magic shell expansion. So what was my command line again? Let's see how it looks like on the command line here. I have two lines, that's not great. So format is CSV. Yes, let's look good. Mm-hmm. Good. And now, yeah, I don't call this a side quest. I'm just calling this taking a few seconds to improve the time I'm going to spend invoking this command again and again and again later. So as much of side quest is more actually an investment. Attempting to load service certs, not found. We'll attempt auto creation. That's exactly what we want. Attempting to load CSCR certs, found. Loading key. And the key is not in the right format. Use parse pks private key instead. That is strange. Why did we not notice this was a problem before? Oh, I know why. I know why. Oh, okay. So side quests. Actually, I would encourage folk to distinguish the notion of side quests from the question of investment. With the notion of investment, there is already some expectation about what the next steps will entail. And that is wise in investments, because knowing what the next step will entail, there is some kind of expectation that the step right now is going to make it easier later. With the side quests, on the other hand, there is a notion of exploration where we don't know what's going to happen next. And that means that the time and energy spent in the side quests are exploratory and without expectations. And that makes them much more curiosity driven than an investment. So this particular one was an investment. The other things we've done here, which was to run the commands, look at the error messages, gauge whether they were useful and whether they could be improved, that was side quests. Different things. So where did it say that was unhappy? Loading CA key. Where is this? Where is the loads CA key? Oh, it doesn't exist, so we're going to create it. All right, CA cert. Loading CA key. Is this one? Okay, it loads a file and then create service CA. So that exists. CA key pem.decode. So that apparently is not the right one. I don't understand where this particular error is being generated, and I was expecting more logging messages to tell me about it. Because I was expecting, oh, but maybe actually the error messages are not being, oh, actually I could reverse engineer this. Failed to create service certain key. Okay, so this is the error I'm having. So it's here. All right. Parse certificate. Parse pkcs one private key. Oh my gosh. And it tells me parse pkcs 8 private key. Oh. Ah. Okay, well, at least it tells me what I need to do. I suppose that if I change this function, I will get the particular use case work fine. But if I change this one, I fear that there is another part of the code that will start breaking, because we are saving this file in PKCS1 format somewhere else, I think. Not this one. Private key to this one here, and that does it with Marshall EC. Marshall EC PKC1 private key is here. See? So when we save, say, CA key in like RSA is CA key, we use PKCS1. But when we retrieve it from the connect command, we are getting a PKCS8 package back, and that's not valid. So it means the server is sending data in the wrong format. That's okay. We want that format to be okay. We need to look at this file later. Let's first see in the connect command where this file, the CA, is being saved. So recurse peer CA. So it gives us a cert pull, and then cert bundle. Then we get a bundle, and then when we get a bundle, request cert bundle, it retrieves a response, and then it unmarshals it. All right. And that is in adjoin.go. It's here. And then how does this do? Collect local CA bundle. And how does this do this? Load CA insert key if exists. Load. All right. And then if we look at this function, it will load, and it loads a file, and it just reads it. Oh. So the file is what? Stored in PKCS8 format? Let's see where this function is being used. Here. And here. Oh. So there is a, for clients, a flag to have a PKCS8 key. And what does it tell me here? File to parse private key for this key format. Wow. Yeah, that looks like that is strange though. So we have the same format here. How do we explain this? It's here that it has a problem. All right. Except it's not PK. Okay, now I understand. Okay. Parse. I would like to see, say, functions that loads a key from disk. Private key to PKCS8. Loader. Parse. Oh, It's not in this file that is happening. It's a different file that we're looking at this. CLI cert.go. Cool. All right. Create CA pair. Client CA pair. Create node cert. Create node pair. And then load CA cert and key. And it does this. Wow. Wow. Very, very, very different logic going on here. That's good. That is good. We're going to use this function from the TLS package, and then parse certificate. Let's do this. Okay, and it says sb.ca certificate, sb.ca key. Yeah, let's not go there. It's not our job. It's not the job of this certificate bundle logic to validate the certificate. We just want to load them. So let's do that. pem.decode. pem.decode. Who? Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. What about the key? Key pem block. Parse private key. Return key. Oh, it tries PKCS1 first and then PKCS8 afterwards. So that's what it's doing. Okay. So it's kind of it's trying all the methods, like all the things, and then it goes to the next step. My gosh. Then load key file. Why is it a problem? Yes, so we need to go to the file that was doing the collect, local, bundle. No, that's the other one. Gonna join from bundle. All right. So that is fine. Write CA or fail. Oh, that's not here. Here, create certs and key. Good. So pem.decode is going on here, but the key we have is not finished. And if I look at this here, it says PKCN1 here, private key. Okay, that's good. And we have actually different formats depending on cases. All right. Mm-hmm. And then here, cool. And now we can compile this again. Okay, let's try this again. It worked. I got my keys written. I got my keys written, apparently. That's great. I'm so happy. Cool. Everything is there. So actually, the polish we had earlier, we are going to send this as is, and this bug we just fixed, we're going to send that as a separate PR because it's unrelated. found this. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to file an issue with the error message we saw earlier. Back. Let's try. Oops. This is because this particular CA key on the existing is stored indeed as a PKCS package, not PKCS. I found out in the Inco's own TLS package that the CA key is customarily loaded like this. Where did we see that here? Is that what we wanted? Yes, I think so. Pretty FI symbols mode. I'm going to copy paste this. Which is why we hadn't noticed this problem before. Okay. And now we're going to send a PR with our fix to this issue. We will need a test for this, but the test will happen when we make a unit test for, say, other file. All right. We are not including unit tests in sys commit. Actually, maybe that's not correct. Actually, maybe we want to have a unit test around here. Let's send the PR for review, and we're going to talk about the unit tests in the PR review. No! Ah, dang it! I wanted to have a different branch name. So I'm going to get there in a second, but before that, I'm going to rewind the branch. All right, and now we're going to talk about this one. No, actually, wrong. Cool. Then we are going to reload this. No, stupid thing. Starting from scratch. Yes, there we go. And that is this one. Like this. I'm not sure at which location I should implement unit test versus my original goal was to create an end-to-end integration test for cockroach connect join, and this catches it immediately. However, maybe we can make a unit test that's in scope taking suggestions, and that's going to be a draft. All right. Good. All right, so 1 PR, 2 PRs, and issue files. Cool. I'm not probably going to be able to fix too many other bugs. Let's look at our to-do list. So that we fixed. All right. And what did we say? We wanted maybe to file check if the files are present before consuming the token. Yes, let's file an issue for this. Let's add this to the list. So in the bug section, and then this has a PR next to it already. Okay. 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 We can do this one because it's a small one and it will fit our time budget. Or we can do this one. No, this one is more complicated. Let's do the timeout because we already have kind of most of the logic present. New branch. And to do this, we go back to the connect command here, and we have the CLI command already. The run with timeout, and instead of a node join timeout, we're going to make this a timeout command. So we have a couple of timeout commands already. CMD timeout context. Yes. What is a CMD timeout context? I have no idea what timeout context is, but we're going to look at node TLS. Context. Yeah. Okay. Node. Here. All right. We are going to talk about this like this. Why do I have a default that is kind of weird here? Yeah, okay, so there is no timeout if it's 0 in most commands, so let's do the same here. Where do we have a timeout? It's here. And then we have all kinds of commands that do things with that context, I think. Yeah. Context with timeout. Actually, it's kind of strange. Why is this connect command not already doing a timeout? Because it cannot run in RPC thing without a timeout in its context. Oh, here it is. Default init lifespan. 10 minutes. Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Because we can't use the same timeout here as what is used in other places. So timeout here is no timeout, but we have to have a timeout. That has to be configurable. Where is this function being called? In multiple places, huh? Unit tests. Okay, so actually this change is not so trivial. So yeah, so we need to do this, but it's not that trivial that we can do it in 5 minutes. Unfortunately, we need to work on this a little bit more. Oh, there is a comment already here? No, not yet. Cool. All right. Is there anything else low-hanging fruit that we can have a look at? Yeah, not really, huh? Okay, so all this work will need some more time and thinking time, and we're already approaching the 2-hour mark. And unfortunately, I have quite of a busy program for later today. So I can't propose to extend this stream forever. So we're going to call it a day. So what did we do today? We were looking at the works that Bilal did with his join token, and we tried it out basically, and we found that there were a couple of improvements to the error messages printed out when people make mistakes. And so we created this PR to improve the error messages and the progress messages. And then we ran into a bug. This error here, which is weird. And so we found a solution, and then the solution is here, and it's missing unit test. And we also closed some issue that was left over from last time. Still needs to be, there's another one that needs to be investigated. Oh, reminds me, is that this to-do item I need to connect into the to-do list here. Otherwise we will forget. Cool. And then we have some more items. So this one here is the end-to-end test. Probably can be completed quite quickly, maybe doing that off stream. The other things we will look at in a further episode. Well, I think that was it for today. Oh no, we won't. Okay, we want, so the third, we want also to file an issue for usability of this one here. Well, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day and great week, everyone. currently and consumes the join token before it realizes that it cannot write the files to the output directory because the directory is invalid or already contains certs. It would be good for UX that the validity of the target directory be checked before join command is executed. And then we're going to add this to the to-do list as well. Cool. That was it. Now, thank you everyone. Have a great day and see you next time.